Dear students, our esteemed speaker, Mr. Gabriel Henner, have joined us. Now we are going to start our session. So, before Sir takes this session, let me give a brief introduction about Sir. Dear Sir, it's my pleasure to introduce you as one of the esteemed speaker for today's orientation program. Mr. Gabriel will be addressing you on the theme organizational transformation and personal transformation. Mr. Gabriel brings with him a wealth of expertise in recruiting, organizational development, business psychology, and personal development. Over the years, he has worked extensively across diverse industries, including manufacturing, industrial, automotive, technology, consulting, and professional services. He has held leadership roles such as head of research and senior consultant at Kurcheza and Sai in Germany, where he specialized in helping organizations identify the right talent and drive strategic growth. His experience spans a wide spectrum from technology and digital transformation, supply chain and operations, lean management, and Industry 4 initiatives such as smart factories and digital manufacturing, to engineering, urban development, and organizational change management. What makes his profile truly inspiring is the blend of organizational expertise with personal transformation insights. His understanding of both the business dynamics and human psychology enables him to guide individuals and organizations alike towards sustainable growth and excellence. We are truly honored to have you with us today. We look forward to gaining valuable insights and inspiration from your experiences. On behalf of entire WCTM family, welcome you to this orientation program. Welcome, sir.
Hello, everyone. It's very nice to be here. Very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you for this introduction, and good afternoon.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
My name is Gabriel. I'm from Germany, and as introduced, I work as an executive search consultant or a headhunter, if you want to call it like this. And I am an organizational consultant, meaning I work with companies regarding organizational topics, for example, organizational development, workforce strategy, leadership development, team buildings, coachings, and I accompany organizations during changes and guide them through transformations. And, today, I brought with me the topic from knowledge to wisdom, becoming human in the age of AI. So I want to talk about the future of work, the rise of AI and organizational transformation, but from a very different angle, from an angle of how one individual can be valuable for an organization with a focus on being human in an age of technology. This is the World College of Technology and Management. Technology and management have brought many people in this world productivity, opportunity, and prosperity over the last 200 years. And especially in the last few years, the speed of how technology evolves is ever increasing. But this you already know, and you hear every day anyways. But it's very relevant because now you start this journey in university, or maybe you have already started it, and you learn, for example, about IT and tech, and by the time you graduate, who knows how things are going to be, which things have already changed during these years, and so fast. For some people, it can even be scary sometimes. We can also call it the VUCA times, the volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. So there's a lot of changes always going on. And so, my background is in recruiting, organizational development. And I often ask myself, not only what state of technology you will face in the future, but what kind of organizational world you will enter in a few years. So, AI will change the way we work, the way we communicate and collaborate with each other. And I'm very certain that in the next decade, all companies will undergo big transformation projects to integrate AI in their organization, in their processes, in their products. And these projects, these transformations, they have to be guided as well, because most change projects in companies fail because of resistance from the staff, and because of poor change communication, poor process adaptations, and the resistance now with AI may even be much stronger, because the integration of AI might lead to a lot of layoffs, a lot of uncertainty, at least, and the requirements for people in business and tech change overall. So yeah, AI is on the rise, sure, but how will it affect the organizational structures? How will work look like in 5 or 10 years, and which skills are needed from the employees? Nowadays, not always, but a lot of the time, the people who have the most knowledge, the best skills, they're in positions of power in a company. But what happens if not people are the smartest persons in the room anymore, but AI? Yeah, and knowledge is not necessarily what companies are looking for the most. Of course, it's important, but there are other things that companies are looking for in new recruitees. So yeah, what are the things that are important? What can you actually contribute if technology is already so advanced that it can do most tasks itself? Yeah, the world we know will most likely change drastically over the next years, and this opens up significant organizational questions. For example, how will human and artificial intelligence cooperate and connect with each other? What is the new leadership paradigm? What skills are needed now, and how do we retrain employees? What will the organizational structure look like when AI is integrated in the processes also, and they might act as employees, for example, AI agents? And what effect does this have on the corporate culture? Who will make decisions, especially decisions that affect people? So will these decisions be made by people or by technology? And what are companies looking for in desired new people, like profiles they need for the organization? So we don't know all these answers yet, but I would say that we still have the power to answer these questions ourselves and create organizations that find good solutions for every question. But here's one of the most important questions for you, as you're still young and might not yet be in a place where you can decide all these things. Like, how do you prepare for a future that you cannot predict? You cannot predict what's going to happen. So here's the content I prepared for today. And the next point, or the first point I want to talk about, is what changes and what stays. So change is inevitable. The future is uncertain. So it's about going beyond technology and management. You don't look for stability and meaning within a job, within a role, within an organization, but because you will not find it outside of yourself. It's about going within. And AI, automation, they will disrupt many roles, but tasks that were that they were once human can now be handled by machines. But some things, they remain always human. For example, relationships, trust, creativity, leadership, empathy, and decision making in complex, uncertain situations. And in the future, companies won't only want coders or engineers or finance analysts or project managers. They will want humans who can navigate complexity with wisdom. Knowledge is important. It's because you need people who know what they're doing in their specific area, but it's not enough. Let's define knowledge as, facts, data, skills that you can learn, that you can study. But what's really important is wisdom. Wisdom is knowing how and when to apply this knowledge, and this comes through the knowledge of the self. The knowledge of the self is the best knowledge, because then it's not only knowledge, it becomes wisdom. And, it's not knowledge about things, it's knowledge about life itself, knowledge about how the mind works. Because when you know yourself, your strength, your weaknesses, your emotions, then knowledge turns into wisdom. And you gain, you gain wisdom not just through study, but through self-reflection, through feedback, asking deeper questions. And unlike many skills that or knowledge that you can acquire, wisdom is already ingrained deep within us. So it's already there, and we just have to unlock it somehow. We have to uncover it from all the layers of ignorance that are on top. So it's about diving deep in your mind and deep in your soul, and find out who you really are. And then you will find out that you are already equipped with everything that makes you deeply human, everything that makes you you, and everything you need to be a valuable part of any system. For example, a valuable part of an organization. And then it doesn't matter if it's in agriculture, government, or a large tech firm that's using state-of-the-art AI. You will be valuable everywhere when you're yourself. So let's talk about the qualities, the resources that truly give you an edge. Let's talk about this wisdom that you have already inside of you, the qualities of the true self. It's, for example, resilience. It's the ability to adapt and to recover from difficult challenges or situations. It's creativity, the capacity to imagine, innovate, problem solve. Intuition, like this inner compass that helps us sense what feels aligned before we can even rationalize it. It's compassion, empathy, to connect and care for others. Curiosity, so the drive to explore, to learn, to grow. The courage to face uncertainty, even when fear is there. Discernment, so not just knowing something, but really, this deep sense of discernment about what truly matters. And then equanimity, so the ability to remain steady even when things are changing. A purpose, so inner meaning beyond what's happening in the outside, as I mentioned. Authenticity, so the courage to live in alignment with one's true nature. And joy, like the natural state that emerges when you are yourself, and when the mind quiets down. And so your true self, your higher self, it already has all these qualities. So how do we become our true self? Like in this world that's filled with so much things, noise, speed, AI, how do we stay human? How do we become who we truly are? There
Sorry to interrupt. Could you please maximize your screen?
It's not maximized.
Yeah, it's not maximized. Now it's maximized. Now we can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you see everything?
Yeah, now we can see it.
Okay. And you see only the presentation?
Yeah, we are able to see the presentation. We are able to see your screen.
Okay, perfect. So let's start with this. Becoming yourself it's not about adding more, it's about uncovering what's already there. So in this world, one of the most brave things, radical things you can do is just to be real, not perfect, not polished, not trying to be someone, just real. But what does it mean to become your true self, especially in this world that with so many distractions? And so I want to break it down into 5 key insights. Of course, there's much more. We could talk lifetime about this topic, because it is about life itself. It is life itself to become who you are. But sorry. One moment. Yeah, but I want to keep it a bit simple and short and practical for the work life also. So first thing is observe how you communicate with others, with yourself. It's often said that most problems in the world are communication problems, and it's true, not just in business but also in your personal life, in families, and also in politics, in relationships. Even within ourselves there's conflict. Like one part of you says, I'm going to study all day, and the other one says, but first I want to check Instagram or YouTube or something. So there's always conflict. We are not always clear or aligned even with ourselves. So how can we be clear with others? We have to ask, are we in touch with our emotions? Do we actually know what we want? Do we recognize our inner fears, our longings, our patterns? And the Bhagavad Gita puts it perfectly. It says, for one who has conquered the mind is the best friend. But for one who has failed to do so, the mind will remain the greatest enemy. So our mind is incredibly powerful, but it can either serve like a higher purpose or not, and be our enemy. So the first step is observation. We don't try to fix or judge our thoughts. We just start watching, like, what kind of thoughts show up. What stories do we tell ourselves? Are we feeding fear or are we feeding strength? Because what we focus on grows, obviously. So every day we're choosing: do I give energy to comparison, to greed, to ego, or to honesty, compassion, and courage? So even when the voice that says I can't do it or I'm not good enough, just observe it. Don't push it away, but also don't believe it blindly. So, and the same for the voice that says, I'm the best, I'm better than everyone else. We all have these voices. We just don't have to feed into it. So by observing without judgment, we begin to take back this power, and that's the beginning of authenticity. Yeah. Next thing is self-reflect. We spend so much time doing so many things that we sometimes forget to ask important questions like, who am I? Why am I doing it? Is this who I want to be? So this point kind of expands the first one. First you observe, and then you analyze. You take time to reflect. You can journal your thoughts. You can write down your dreams, your vision, question yourself, question your motives. And yeah, basically get what's inside of your head out somehow, and look at it, analyze it, refine it, and then change it if it's necessary. And then you can begin to see what gives me energy, what drains energy, what kind of thoughts are helping, which ones are holding me back, and which habits align with my values and which ones don't. So when you reflect, you gain clarity, you gain direction, and clarity also gives you the power to change. And you can start replacing destructive habits like scrolling through social media, overthinking, procrastination, laziness, playing video games, and other addictions with habits that are good for you, that feed your soul, like reading, creating, exercising, meditating, working productively, studying effectively. So yeah, if you want transformation, start by paying attention to your focus and then shift the focus. It's a slow daily process of aligning your actions with your truth, with your core, and it takes a lifetime to do so. That is very helpful. Next thing is alignment. So aligning our words, our actions, our values, because being authentic means what you say, what you do, and what you believe, it's all the same. They all speak the same language. Most people struggle because these are out of sync. they say one thing, they do another thing, and deep down they might believe something else entirely. But why is this? It's because we're afraid of not fitting in, of being judged, of not being enough. So especially in the workplace, we wear a lot of masks because we want to be liked by our colleagues. We want to impress the boss. We want to avoid standing out too much or too little. And but the world doesn't need more people who want to be liked. It needs people who are true, also in the workplace, and people who are willing to say, "I don't know, I was wrong," or just show up imperfectly but honestly, truthful. And it's not and this creates trust, because when we act from truth, we speak clearly, we can lead with integrity, we become responsible, and we can inspire others. And this is why authentic communication is so powerful. It's not about what you say always, but it's about who is saying this, like who, with what attitude, with what motive. Because when your inner self and your outer actions are more aligned, your presence changes, and others will notice and get inspired. In this world that is full of fakeness, filters, and edits, and now AI generated content, this kind of humanity, like it's can be quite rare, sadly, and so it's very refreshing. Next thing is service to others. Most of us chase goals for like recognition, success, validation. And the Gita reminds us that you have the right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. So we have to do our work, but don't focus so much on the outcome. So we have to just give whatever we can, like do the best we can, do everything we do with love, show up fully, but not because of what you can get out of it, but because just give, because of what you can give, not because of what you can get. So if we act only for praise, for success, rewards, our mind becomes a bit restless, and our ego takes control. But what happens when we serve without an own agenda? We stop performing, we stop pretending to be someone, and our true self can come out, can emerge. So serving others takes out kind of takes out the ego out of the driver's seat, and it reminds us that life is not about me, it's about how I show up for others. And this is how we can become humble, because life is not about the ego, it's about service. So we become humble, we listen to others, be present, be kind. And these are not just spiritual ideas, they are real world tools, especially for leadership, because they create compassion, creativity, connection. Because true leaders are not they're not micromanagers, they're servant leaders. Yes, so the last thing is to tap into the unknown, to face fears and discover our powers in the unknown. Because we will never grow if we don't leave our comfort zone. We have to face our fears, and the more we do this, the more we are liberated from everything that covers our true being. Your true self lives like on the other side of the fear. We have to go through the difficulties to reach there, and it's completely human to wanting to feel safe and to feel secure. But if you only do what's familiar to you, then you never discover who you really are. So you have to face the unknown in whatever way suits you the best. Like explore the parts of yourself that you usually avoid. It can just try something new that can be scary for you. You can do it by meditating, painting, singing, yeah, doing something where you get in touch with what's unknown inside of you. Sit with your emotions even when it's uncomfortable. In the here in the West, we often glorify logic, rationality, and we dismiss a lot emotions. But we're whole, like we're complete human beings, and we need both rationality and emotions, like left brain, right brain, Shiva, Shakti. You're not a machine. You're not like a what's on your LinkedIn profile. We're human beings with emotions and with love inside of us. So when we face our fears, truly face them, each fear you overcome makes you stronger, and you unlock your superpowers like creativity, intuition, resilience, joy. They can emerge. Yeah. So last thoughts on this topic is that AI can, of course, do a lot of things very well, but it can't feel, it can't love, it can't serve like you can serve others, and it cannot uncover what is hidden in the, like, let's say, in the collective unconsciousness. So if you want to thrive in the age of AI, don't compete with the machines, but be more human. Observe your thoughts, reflect on your purpose, serve without ego, speak the truth, face your fears, and that's how we become who we truly are. And that's what the world, especially in the workplace, needs most right now. Not just intelligence, but wisdom. Not knowledge, but like authenticity, authentic people. Being humans is the superpower nowadays. So, yeah, this talk has been a lot about self-improvement, personal development. But how does this apply in the business context? What impact does self-transformation have in the organizational context? Like, how can self-transformation become organizational transformation? So, yeah, I would start like this. If any employee or leader even only has a little bit of these qualities that I mentioned before, like the qualities of the self, they are able to thrive. They can make a difference. And for example, an IT worker with these qualities, they can build magnificent technology that serves others, that serves companies. A manager or a leader can inspire and guide others. Customer service agent can be the source of joy and relief for others. And anyone with these qualities can will find meaning, purpose, joy in whatever field they work in. Doesn't matter, because they have found their strength already inside. And they are able to focus, to manage distractions, build healthy habits, receive feedback openly, communicate openly, clearly. Yeah, if you can master yourself, you can bring clarity, respect, responsibility into your work environment, wherever you are, whatever you do. And if many people with these qualities work together, then there can be connection, collaboration, transparency, motivation, innovation, and we're able to connect with each other. And and also use AI in a constructive and sustainable way, because we don't need people. We don't need people with mechanic minds to operate robots and machines. We need creative, thoughtful, and compassionate minds to use technology and innovate. So, the biggest problems in organizations are rarely about technology. They're about communication, leadership, ego, honesty, and respect. And these problems start within ourselves. So let's look at a list of common problems or challenges pretty much all organizations face. I will not go through everything, but you can have a look at it, and you see that behind every problem that are present in all the organizations, like lack of direction, poor communication, resistance to change, high turnover, there's always like a psychological root cause, let's say. And there's always a solution, And the solution is possible if there are enough people that have certain personal resources and they are able to solve the problem or the challenge. So as a like all these qualities that I mentioned, you're able to self-reflect. If you're resilient, open, you have emotional intelligence, if you're responsible, curious, then you can tackle all these problems and overcome them. So if you bring these qualities in an organization, you can be very valuable in in terms of transformation. So these are more like general problems organizations face. Here are also some that are more AI specific, and you also see that it needs people who are able to think critically, be responsible, communicate effectively, and they're responsible um, to overcome all these problems, to find solutions. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when people truly embody this authenticity, so this self-awareness, service, and emotional presence in an organizational context, then something really good can happen. Because I will give you now some ideas how organizations can transform through this, let's say, human-centered approach, or the self-development, self-transformation. Because I also believe that each system, so each organization, has something like a self and can transform somewhat through the same process individuals can. But this is more like complex topic, maybe for another time. But you will see that through this self-transformation, what is possible. Firstly, from performance to purpose. When people stop working to impress and start working from a place of inner clarity, alignment, the culture shifts from what will get me promoted to what truly serves the mission and the people around me. Purpose-driven teams are more motivated, more resilient, creative. They're not driven by fear or ego. They're driven by meaning. Also, from control to trust. Like you can, in most organizations, people hide behind masks, but when they're truly authentic, then trust grows and teams communicate honestly. Leaders admit mistakes. They take accountability. People feel safe to speak up, challenge ideas, and ask for help. So this psychological safety unlocks innovation and makes collaboration far more effective, because you can't build trust in a culture of that's only focused on performance. You build trust in a culture that fosters authenticity. Next points, from compliance to creativity. So in very like rigid, ego-driven, hierarchical workplaces, people just do what's expected within their roles, but rarely they do more because they're not valued. But when people feel safe, they feel seen and valued, they bring the full creative self to work, and they take initiative, and they think outside of the box, so they can create. And when from ego to service, so a culture of service transforms teams from internal competition that often happens to mutual uplifting. So instead of how do I win, it's more like how do we win? How do we grow together? And this doesn't mean that people stop caring about like quality, about excellence or ambition, but it just means that the focus shifts from individual gain to more like collective impact. And the best leaders today, they're not those who like dominate, who are with power, with hierarchy, but they're the ones who empower and motivate others. Yeah, in many organizations, burnout is very relevant. So when people reflect regularly, they align with their values and live from like a deeper truth. They are more connected with themselves. They set better boundaries. They make healthier decisions, and they avoid overwork driven by fear or people pleasing. So this leads to less stress, better focus, long-term sustainability for individuals, and yeah, for the whole organization. From transactional to transformational culture. So in a truly authentic organization, communication isn't just about getting things done, but it becomes like a space for real connection. People don't just do, they just work a job. They don't have just a role, but they feel part of something bigger. They feel connected. So when people are aligned with their true selves, the entire organization becomes an environment not just for productivity but for like human transformation. And last point is from corporate machine to living organism, an organization where people embody all these qualities, all these principles, they become alive, and they're not only rigid, hierarchical, not bureaucratic, but yeah, it becomes people become adaptable, creative, resilient, and so the entire organization becomes resilient and yeah, just more human. So yeah, in a world where AI will handle more and more of all the mechanical tasks, organizations that nurture the humanity, the human spirit, they will be the ones who thrive. Because the future of work is it's not about replacing humans, it's about rehumanizing work itself. So now I want to elaborate a bit on this and talk about the world, also the business world we create. So it's not only about the what the world will be like in a few years, as I mentioned before. It's about what world are we creating, am I creating. So don't put the responsibility on others. Like, you have the power to decide what the future will look like, at least to some degree. You know, technology and management have brought us a lot of productivity and prosperity, as I said in the beginning, but they have also brought greed, jealousy, very strict hierarchies, often exploitation, environmental problems, and to sum it up, a lot of disconnection from ourselves, from others, from God. So the minds of people have become greedy without limits of external growth. And yeah, how long will it last until this attitude, this mindset brings us complete chaos and dehumanization, especially now combined with AI? I would say you see this already a lot. And yeah, do you think all people in all organizations are happy, full of purpose, connected to vision, to values, and overall they can be who they are? No, of course not. And why not? Because in the last years we have created systems focused on power. They're around power, ignorance, systems of disconnection. But now we have the choice to change these systems, and it starts by changing our own system, our own mind. It's not like those people, those big corporate owners, the people in the high office towers, or yeah, even people in the marketplace, that they are greedy and dishonest. But it's also us. We are also at least a little bit greedy, jealous, a little bit dishonest, whatever it is. It's also personal, all of us. But it takes a lot of courage to see this and to admit this to ourselves, and it takes a lifetime of effort to change this. So now I quickly want to summarize and draw out a picture, a vision that shows what would be possible if we are able to change ourselves. and if entire organizations are able to change themselves, to transform. So an organization where people are aligned with the vision and aligned with the vision and mission and the values of the company. They're motivated and see purpose in their work because they are encouraged by servant leaders who inspire employees, who motivate them, and bring out the best of them. Relationships are built on trust and respect, and the culture allows employees to self-organize, to share ideas, and to have the space to reflect. People are trained in communication, and they're able to solve conflicts together. They are able to tackle difficult situations and to work on problems and challenges together. And this is an organization that thrives. People are intrinsically motivated. They're resilient and solution oriented, and information is shared openly, transparently, and everyone can benefit. The company is not only there to make a profit, but also offers a platform for people to connect with each other and to grow and to innovate. So let's bring this together. AI may replace many tasks, but it will never replace trust, creativity, empathy, authentic human connection, and especially not love. Love is the most essential to human life, and no technology in the world can replace it. You will find it deep inside of yourself, but not with AI. So the future of work is not only about being technically skilled, it's about being deeply human. And if you are able to self-reflect, self-analyze, overcome your fears, your shadows, if you're able to cultivate qualities like respect, humility, and compassion, what do you think? What happens with the world around you? You can make an impact. You're able to be responsible, and we need responsible people to deal responsibly with what is to come. We have the choice which future, which world we want to create, and if we create it with our fears, with our subconscious mind, with our shadow, with all the dirt that covers our true self, all these nice qualities, we will create a world that serves only our ego and eventually make us miserable. But if we create it consciously with compassion for others and for the generations to come, we're able to have a prosperous future where we connect with each other, where we connect with ourselves, with God. So yeah, you start with yourself. You yourself are a system, and if you transform your system, if you build habits and foster qualities in yourself, you are able to bring this into your professional life and change business systems also. And there's lastly one tool I personally found very helpful, and I think it's the greatest tool for self-improvement, for self-transformation. It's very easy. It's mantra meditation, nama japa. And I did research a few years ago. Even a few days of repeating mantras every day for a few minutes increased focus, motivation, productivity, and contentment at work. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's accessible to everyone. So you can do it on your way to work, during work, after work. You can do it anytime. So yeah, just repeat mantras, repeat the divine name or whatever, whenever, wherever you are. It's easy for everyone. And yeah, it can change the outcome of your life. And on a personal note, I want to share the mantra I feel connected to, that I chant every day, and which brings me a lot of focus and clarity, especially for my work. It's Srivittala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha. So my message is this: start with yourself, master yourself, be authentic, and bring wisdom into the age of AI. Because the world doesn't just need smarter technology, it needs wiser human, and especially more love. Thank you for listening.
Hi, Gabriel. It was, yeah, Shraddha, go on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, students, if you have any kind of questions, you can write in the chat box.
One thing I wanted to say, Shraddha, can I speak?
Yes, ma'am. Tell me. Tell sir.
Yeah. Gabriel, it was so nice. I heard the entire your presentation. I saw this, and I'm glad that you know so much of Hindi, our language.
Yes, thank you. It's actually a big part of my life.
Yeah, I mean, you learned it from there in Germany itself, or I mean, how did you get it?
Um, I've been in India a few times, but I also follow like a Vaishnava tradition, and have a spiritual master, guru, and so I learn a lot about Hinduism.
Okay, okay, that's great. Yeah, so nice. Shraddha, you have students to ask questions?
Uh, s- yes, students are asking the questions.
Okay, so I see a question.
What are the common mistakes that everyone makes in their career path? This is asked by Miss Khushbu.
Mhm. It's very difficult to answer this generally because it's very individual. I would say a lot of people don't know what they want. They don't know. You start your career path oftentimes already when you go to college. So you decide for one topic that you're interested in, and then you go this path, and then you find a job, and a lot of times it's not what what connects deeply with the person. So this would be one mistake, that people don't think or don't feel enough what they really want, and choose a career that doesn't fit them. Then secondly, what my presentation was about, that people focus a lot on knowledge, on skills, but don't bring the personality that companies are looking for, because it's it's a lot about how, every company is a group of people working together, and they have to connect with each other to create something. And so you need yeah, what I talked about. You need personality, you need qualities to be a valuable part of this system, of this organization. So and mm, these are the first things that come to my mind.
How can young professionals build adaptability and resilience early in their careers? Like they are just starting their careers, so how they can become adaptable to situations?
How people, how students can be adaptable.
Yeah,
What?
because
Mhm,
adaptability is the most required.
mhm,
Like when they want to succeed in their careers, they need to be
mhm,
adaptable to situations. So how
mhm,
can they develop this skill early in their careers?
mhm. I think it's also what I talked about, because you become adaptable for change when you have experienced going through change. Or so it's about um, making changes yourself, like um, become good at facing changes. And this is, and what you can do is change things in your life and adapt to them. Face your fears, as I said, and this will make you stronger. This will make you really resilient and resistant to change. Because when you have faced fears, and then some changes happen in your life or in your work, then you've already become stronger. You have already experienced going through fears, going through changes. So yeah, make these adaptations in your personal life, and I would say.
Thank you so much.
Mhm. Then I really questioned how we improve our communication skills, so that people get impressed or influenced by our way of talking. Um, I mean, I think there are two sides. One is just to be self-confident and self-confident comes through authenticity, through being who you are. And this is the most impressive things, I think, in communication with others. And other than this, I would say learn communication tools that are good for conflict solving. For example, nonviolent communication, NVC. You can, I will type it in the chat if you don't know it. This is very powerful. If you master something like this, then no conflict can, like, you can overcome every conflict. So I want to know that, wait, there's how to decide what the main purpose of life. Well, this is a very deep question. I think the more you go deep inside of yourself, the purpose of your life will unravel and will present itself to you. So this is a very spiritual question. I can answer it for myself, but that doesn't mean I can answer it for you. So I think everyone has his or her own main purpose of life. But if we would generalize it, I would say it's service to God. Best career option in AI. This is very difficult because I might not be able to answer this question. I think if you learn how to code, if you learn technology, it will always be helpful. It will always be relevant, not only for actually using the skills, using the coding or whatever, but for the influence it has on your mind, because you will be able to understand technology. You will be able to understand how systems work through the dealing with technology, with IT, with code. But I cannot tell you what the best career option is. It might change in the next, like, anytime. When we talk about AI, then many students get scared about that AI can steal their many jobs. Is this true? I mean, I think it will happen that jobs that are that are now being done will not exist in a few years anymore, like some of them. So this will also mean that people will lose their jobs, but other opportunities will present themselves. So other jobs will be created that are not there today. And I think it has also a lot to do with what I said. If you bring the right qualities, then it doesn't really it's not so important what you do, but it's more like how you do it and who you are. Because if you bring the right qualities, then you can make good decisions. Then you can work with people. People will always be part of an organization. So if you understand people, if you can work with people, then why would AI steal your job? How can we start preparing for the first year itself for better placement in AI? Also, I have to come back to the topic I was
Students,
talking.
actually, these kinds of questions, we'll answer all these questions when you come for on 15th in the college premises. So these are
Okay.
related to AI and all. We'll answer these questions. You can come to us and we'll answer these questions.
Yeah.
So anything related to personal transformation, organizational transformation, if you have those kind of questions, you can ask, sir.
Here's, for example, one question: what really matters for career growth? Be open to feedback and be open to criticism, because you will make mistakes, and this is part of business, and this is okay. And you have to learn, and you have to listen to the people around you, to your boss, to your colleagues, to yourself, to your heart, and learn from it. So I think this is missing a lot of times. Be open to feedback and to criticism. How to stop? Yeah, sorry.
So I think students have asked the questions, and there are no more questions. If there are some questions, we'll share with you. Right, sir? So if you want to give some kind of advice to these students, you can give.
My advice, I think I've mentioned everything in my talk, but yeah, go deep within yourself, because this is what the world needs now, and in a few years even more.
Thank you so much, sir. Yours, like it was
Thank
such a enlightening session. आपकी हिंदी अच्छी है जैसे मैं आपने कहा, and you have like आप गीता के principles पे बात कर रहे हो, तो that is very good of you, sir. We all believe in this thing, so it was such a enlightening session. आपने you have always talked about developing yourselves.
Yeah.
Because if we'll develop ourselves, then only we can help organization develop themselves. तो बहुत अच्छे से आपने इसको समझा है, and I on behalf of WCTM family, sir, express my gratitude to you for delivering such an inspiring session on personal transformation, organizational transformation. Your message of focusing on your work with dedication rather than being consumed by outcomes was truly inspiring. It has given us a fresh perspective on how to approach both our personal and professional journey with patience, consistency, and positivity. Your insights will surely guide us in developing resilience and building a strong foundation for long-term growth. Sir, we are very much thankful to you for your valuable time, and we are looking forward for many more such sessions with you in future.
Thank you so much.
Your session was thought-provoking, sir. Enlightening. We have enjoyed your session, and the students also loved your session, and that's the reason they're asking you a lot of questions. So thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel.
Really nice to be here.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah,
happy to connect with you.
Yeah, same here, sir.
Enjoy the rest of the program. See you.
Yeah,
sure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. So dear students, so today we have ended our session. Tomorrow also we are having very good speakers with us. We'll start a session tomorrow at 9:45. We are having 4 speakers for tomorrow. We are having Mr. Ankur Gupta. He is the Chief Manager at Bank of Baroda, and he'll be speaking on financial literacy and small money management services for young adults. Then we have Mr. Sunny Kumar. He is a UI lead at IPM, and he will speak on emerging tech stacks. Then we have Ms. Shivani Patel. She is a cybersecurity expert, so she'll be speaking on cybersecurity. Then we have Ms. Neha. She's working in American Express, and she's working as a full stack developer. So she'll speak about the how full stack development and cloud skills will shape your future. So a lot of speakers are there, and they will teach you how to सक्सीड इन लाइफ. आपको कैसे ग्रो करना है, आपको जो भी हम अपॉर्चुनिटीज अभी दे रहे हैं उस पर आपको कैसे वर्क करना है, आपको एक डायरेक्शन मिल जाएगा. यू हैव जस्ट स्टार्टेड योर करियर, आप 12th करके आए हैं या कुछ ग्रेजुएशन करके आए, तो आपको एक करियर, एक पाथ मिल जाएगा कि आगे आपको कैसे अपने जो 4 ईयर्स है कैसे उसको यूज करना है जिससे आप अपना ड्रीम जॉब अचीव कर सके, अपना जो करियर है जो आपको जहां तक आपको सक्सेस मिलनी चाहिए, जहां आप चाहते हैं पहुंचना, वहां आप पहुंच सके। एंड ये जो स्पीकर्स हम लेके आए हैं वो इसीलिए लेके आए हैं कि दे आर ऑल एक्सपीरियंस पर्सन। किसी को 10 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है, किसी को 20 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है। इन्होंने अपने एक्सपीरियंस से बहुत कुछ सीखा है। हम उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस से आपकी जो उनकी लर्निंग से वो शेयर करना चाहते हैं, जिससे उनकी लर्निंग से आप कुछ सीखे और अपने लाइफ में आगे बढ़े। जो मिस्टेक्स उन्होंने की वो आप ना करें और आप अपनी लाइफ में आगे बढ़े। उनकी मिस्टेक्स जो है, उस मिस्टेक्स को कैसे यूटिलाइज करना है, कैसे उसको नहीं करना है, उस तरह से आप आगे बढ़े। इसीलिए हमने ये सेशंस कराए हैं। तो ऑल दी वेरी बेस्ट टू यू ऑल, and request you to all to attend the session tomorrow at 9